But I don't know what else
to talk about.
I mean, is there things you guys like to talk about? Because I'm just here, yeah, just sitting here.
Do we have any relationship questions? Has anyone asked us of our opinions about relationships?
You want me to find a relationship question?
In the meantime, just to close out the Will and Jada thing though, one of the clips I posted in the group, right? Something that stuck with me. That lady claims like between the time Tupac was in jail, it was she's claiming it's impossible for her to be there and then to marry him within the time period, right? Because he was married to a woman named Keisha, which is new information to me. I don't know about Keisha.
Who knew anything about Tupac aside from being shot and beefing and rap?
Yes. And then he married Quincy Jones' daughter, Kidada, after, right? But then the clip that I posted, the woman was like, where did Jada have the time to do that? Like,
yes. So this is another lady. This is not either of the ex-wives stating this. This is just a woman who is following the story, and she came to her own conclusion stating that the timeline does not match. But as I said, she had 5 days.
I mean...
She had 5 days. And we cannot sit here and say that she did not have a conversation with Tupac when she did visit him in Rikers between the 14th and the 19th.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that he didn't say, I want to marry you. Maybe she's not saying the whole sentence. He could have said, I want to marry you, but I'm already married. That part of the sentence, missing. You know, I want to marry you, but you're just not my type.
That's, wow.
Right? Or, I want to marry you, but another man has taken your hand. These are all the other part of the sentence.
Right.
We forget that. He could have said these things. He could have said it.
But to drive it home, though, like the two women mentioned, Keisha and Kidada, they stay silent, though. Yeah. They don't really talk as much about, like...
The situation.
Yeah. Like, if they're interviewed, yes. But, like, I guess what James is referring to is the randomness. Like, there's new information about his alopecia. There's new information about... the time she thought she was going to be a queen pin in Baltimore because she was selling drugs as a teenager.
Yeah. But we don't know that, right? That's a part of her story. And you know what's crazy? It's crazy how people find it so wild. But, like, some people's stories are wild. They are just that wild. Like, even today, I was answering somebody's question when they asked me about my life. And when I told them certain things, they were like, you? And I was like, yeah. Flabbergasted. They just couldn't believe half the stuff that was coming out of my mouth. And I was like, yeah, that's my life.
Wow.
So I'm not shocked about Jada at all.
In conclusion, you think she, after this press run, is she going to be like silent again?
Oh, no.
No? No. She's going to keep...
Honestly, I feel like they've started the legacy...
Keep stepping on the stomach!
I feel her children are going to start talking.
It's none of my business, but
the children
for me,
silent.
I don't know if it's healing. It could be.
Right.
I don't know if it's profit. It could be. And because it's so vague, is it a money thing or is it like I'm healing and the world needs to understand what healing looks like?
Right,
okay.
right.
Why can't it be both?
It could be both.
Okay.
Why not?
Sure. I was going to actually ask, would you do such a thing? If you were to make some money off of your healing, would you?
That's an interesting question.
That's a very good...
Right?
Let us know in the comments about that.
Would you?
Like a recorded therapy session type thing. I've seen, you know what's the funny thing? I've seen therapists come to like podcasts and do it, and it's a very like intuitive thing.
It is.
It's cool. Like, remember they had that show called The Therapist when he was interviewing like Chief Keef and all those people that been through stuff, rappers and stuff, and it was an actual like cool conversation.
Oh wow! I never heard of that.
Yeah, there was one guy. He had a very hard time opening up, and he's like, "I'm not here to be against you. I'm here to be for you. I want.
It's
the
kind of
best for
hard
you.
though if you think about the cameras rolling at the same time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? How sincere? Well, it could be sincere, but like that's.
But it
not
is sincere.
It's a yeah.
Because he
it's-
was telling the guy like he was doing a lot of harm. He was inflicting a lot of harm to himself.
Right.
And he's inflicting a lot of harm to other people. And in inflicting the harm to himself, it's causing a message to others that is not full of love. It's full of a place where he's feeling when he's inflicting that pain on himself.
And there's people that go through that too, so they could probably relate.
Wait, so is it similar to the YouTube channel Soft White Underbelly?
Huh?
Yes.
That channel's intense too.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Soft white underbelly.
That channel
baby.
is intense.
If you don't know, you do have to check. This guy basically does documentaries in interview style, mainly black and white. Sometimes they're in color. But he does vulnerable persons. That's the best way to say it. In Toronto, we call vulnerable people those who are suffering with addiction concerns, homelessness, maybe mental health, maybe what else? Maybe physical disabilities. So, and he interviews them, and he like goes through like a whole passage of like, what is it to experience these things? I mean, there was one, I remember he had an interview with a pimp and a hoe.
Yeah, it's based in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Right now.
And he was just going through their story. And the thing is, you find out that, you know, there's an imagery that pimps have. And he breaks that imagery down. And he puts out the imagery of like how hoes are. And he puts that, or a 304 walker or whatever. And then he starts to show more so their codependency as people in this relationship and dynamic. And then you see that he is actually needing her more than she needs him, but she stays out of pure love for and admiration for him, though she knows that his treatment and what he does isn't right. Beautiful. Like the way the interviews are done.
Right.
Oh my
I
god.
probably have to look into that. Then.
Lord,
Yeah.
like it's just crazy.
Watch it. The thing, okay. Because another thing with like watching things at a certain time at night and then going to bed, it kind of goes with you.
Yeah.
So try to like space it out.
Say it in a day.
Yeah, no,
Do
watch
it
it in a day.
Oh, because it's gonna trigger. It's gonna like.
It's definitely, if you sit with that in the nighttime,
Yeah, you're gonna be
ooh,
like.
you're gonna be thinking about that.
Really?
Yeah, because there's another one.
People are going through it. You're thinking. Okay.
You're seeing it. Like there was one where he interviewed this girl, and she was like addicted to meth, and the first session you see how she looked. She's just getting into it. The second session, she's like probably a year in. You don't even recognize this girl at all.
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that one was.
The third one, she's like, I think she recovered. She's like healthy looking, and then this and that. And I think by the fourth one, they started, but then she passed away because she went back.
That's great.
So it sucks. Like you actually create they create a
invested.
relationship,
Yeah, you're invested in
with these
watching.
people, and you see their life, and it's like, and it's not just like, oh, a few months in between. Nah, it's years.
I can't do that trauma stuff. So I might watch it, but I don't know, because I watch. It's probably mild, but This Is Us. That show. This Is Us.
I keep hearing about it.
You're just balling. If you just want to ball,
I know Joe Budden talks about it a lot.
you can't watch them shows, man. You're gonna ball.
I heard, yeah.
That's like when Simba died. Like every episode.
Oh my god,
like
no.
you're just balling. Like you're just ball. Like some shows, these shows like The Blind Side, I ball.
The Blind Side.
The Blind Side movie, I ball. This Is Us, I ball.
Wait,
Lion King, I ball.
So take us back to the Blind Side movie. What's that about?
The football player that was like.
Oh, with
kinda
what's her name?
homeless.
Sandra
Sandra
Bullock?
Bullock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The young boy she adopts.
I never had this for a room, though, a bed. Oh! Yeah, listen, I can't watch those movies. Can't watch those movies. Mere tears. I can't watch it. This Is Us. Oh man. Oh.
I remember I watched Forrest Gump the first time, and I was kind of like, oh, there's a lump in my throat. I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying to fight it.
What movies? Let me ask you a question. What movies did you guys watch that got you teary and you feel ashamed that you cried?
To it?
Ashamed.
Like you kind of like, why am I crying? What movie that you watched and it's like you were like, oh, why am I crying?
I can't
a
even
good
give
one.
you one because I cry about everything.
Your movie that made me cry, which I didn't expect to cry, Monsters Inc.
Oh, okay.
When the monsters are doing everything to survive, and then the one time that Boo finally sees like the monster do something scary, and then she gets scared, and then like she kind of strays away from them. But I'm like, oh, they're just doing screams to survive, like bawling, you know.
Oh, wow.
I was bawling because like they're just doing, these ugly monsters are just doing what they do to survive, and you know.
That's her job.
That's a good question you just asked.
It was my
But you
fault.
were ashamed after. That's the key part.
I wasn't like ashamed,
No,
but
no,
I'm
but-
like, why am I crying?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, like, why are you crying? Wow.
I almost cried when The Wire first season, when Wallace goes.
That's a little rough still.
That was sad.
Because he I forgot the actor's name, but he's like, but the guy couldn't do it. Right? And then Wallace is like, we were boys. That part, when he said we're boys, it's like, oh.
But that was a eye opener about a lot of things. I'm like, man, trust no one, man. But anyway, so it goes sometimes.